CES is all about gadgets. It's the Consumer Electronics Show. So it's TVs, it's smart speakers, but it's also cars these days, and drones, and huge drones. This is a concept for an air taxi, so a flying vehicle that would take a group of people across cities, a kind of Uber in the air service. This is set up by Bell Helicopter. It's an experience to show us what it's going to feel like to get in one of those taxis, and we can actually go around the back now and give it a go. So the first step is checking in. Now, I just have to type my details into this tablet-like device, then it's going to take my photo. In real life, some sort of security would have to be done at this point to make sure I am a bona fide traveler, that I am not a risk, and that I can get in one of these air vehicles that's going to be flying over our cities at the end of the day. So next step is waiting for an elevator to the roof of this tall building. This does actually give you a second where you feel like you're moving upwards. This is just simulated buildings on the walls either side of me here, but in reality, this is how these types of flying services might work, from the roofs of tall buildings where there are existing helipads. So when you want a service, you would summon it or book it, perhaps on an app, on your phone, and then go and find your nearest tall building. And we emerge onto a rooftop, and look, here's our flying vehicle waiting, ready for us to go. Climb into the vehicle, and this one has 4 seats, although there's some space at the back as well. It's quite spacious. We're going to experience the trip in VR. Suspended in front of me in some sort of like augmented reality display, I can see a picture of my face, which I'm going to prod, bonk, and then I can press confirm. And that's picked up that it's me in here, that I'm going on my trip. And here we are, we're starting to take off. We'll just gently cruise over the top of all these other vehicles. And we come down and we land slowly. It says thank you very much on the VR. The people who are making these types of systems are promising, you know, a 6-minute type trip for something that would take about an hour and a half if you were to sit in freeway traffic at rush hour. So it's a really significant saving.
Bell has a vision for a future of aviation that's different than what it is today. One that's more accessible, more affordable, more reliable. We thought it was really important to come to a show like CES and talk about mobility in the air and how that can change people's lives.
Uber recently released a video showing how it thinks this could work. In its scenario, passengers just sort of tap their phones to pass through a turnstile and then access the roof of their nearest tall building. Again, no sort of airport security and evidence here. We'll have to see how that actually plays out. But then an agent in an orange vest takes groups of 4 passengers out to the waiting aircraft. There's an overhead display with the arrival time, and then it's just sit back, relax, and just laugh at the people stuck in the old-timey traffic far below. There are a few other fun flying vehicles at CES. This one, for example, was shown during Intel's keynote speech, and it shows the Volocopter taking first flight with Intel's CEO inside it. That happened back in December. So this is obviously a prototype, but the fact that this is made by Bell Helicopter, who've a really good pedigree of building civilian and military helicopters and other aircraft, means that it has a good chance of seeing the type of engineering effort that is going to be necessary to make something like this real.